Hi again, everybody. This is Tragic Mike. I have found another crazy person to let me take over their account. Today we're looking at Random Fight Fan. You can see his player power here, 949,000. He is level 60, pretty well progressed in missions. You see he's on the last string here. Right now he needs to ascend a Spirit Champion to progress, and I believe that is the only challenge that he has remaining. It is. Um, let's see, what else? He's using Skull Crown as his farmer. She's actually only level 50. I'd like to see that bumped up because she's so useful pretty much everywhere. Um, Potion dungeons are maxed. Minotaur's maxed. He's got that down to a minute. So looking pretty good there. Dragon's under 2 minutes. Ice Golem's at 3. What he's really asked me to look at today is Spider and Fire Knight dungeons. Um, Obviously, 6 minutes and 50 seconds is kind of slow for a Fire Knight, and he's struggling on 19 Spider, which a lot of people do. So, nothing unusual there. Let's take a look at his champions. All right, moving on to the champions here. You will notice that he does have a handful of legendaries. There are 6, including Smash Lord here, and quite a few good epics. We've got the Sinesha Skull Crown combo. He's got Tayrell. He's got Doom Priest, Whisperer, Rearguard Sergeant, Infernal Baroness, who I think I'm going to be using here. Catacomb Counselor, who Hell Hades has made extremely popular right now. Juliana, poor Julie is sitting there at 40. I really think she should probably get bumped up and possibly go on his clan boss team. I'm going to have some suggestions for that later once I get to looking at everything a little bit more. Notably, he does not have a Cold Heart. He's got a Stag Knight, which he's working on bringing up. I would suggest Stag Knight probably be his level 60 Spirit Champ. I don't see really anybody that's going to be better than him. We've got High Katoon, Mistress of Hymns. That's one other thing. I think the only Resurrect character that he has is Mistress of Hymns. So he's going to want to get her up there too, probably. But as of right now, he's doing pretty well without a Resurrect. So maybe just wait for Arbiter. Let's see. As far as gear goes, these guys are pretty stacked. See Rhazin here. 180 speed, 87 crit damage good, 4,000 defense is great, and he's got the accuracy pumped all the way up, so that's awesome. Bad L is about the same. Huge defense on him, over 4,000 defense, 214 speed, 289 accuracy. So these guys are set up. And some of these, actually a lot of these, are only rolled to 15. I would love to push those to 16, but I think he's waiting for an event. So I am not going to mess with them. But you'll see the gear here is excellent, and the setup is excellent. So there's there's really nothing for me to do to these tunes. Um, since he does not have a counterattack champion, he is basically running what you would have to call a speed team. On a speed team, there's no such thing as too fast, so there's possibly an argument for putting speed boots back onto Bad L. Right now, I don't think that's a good idea because this is the only option that he's really got at the moment, and I don't know that that's worth it. He would be losing accuracy, a decent chunk of defense. The speed and accuracy on these makes them awesome, and 4,000 defense is really what he's going to need for Ultra Nightmare. So normally he's not hitting Ultra Nightmare, but I think he's real close to being able to do really well there. The main problem with his clan boss lineup is he's just missing like one piece. He's got Tayrell, Rhazin, Bad L, using Rotos, and right now, Apothecary. And in this moment, there's really nobody that could fill in, could go in there and really tear some stuff up. Like I said before, I think Juliana could do that, but then he's losing his speed boost. It may still be worth it to put her in. Definitely worth it to take Apo to 60. He's probably going to be using him, so there's really no reason not to. Whisper is also another option. I think of the two, Juliana is the better option, at least for him because of the poisons. That's enough. Let's get on to playing with these dungeons. All right, so the dreaded Spider 19. This is the team that I think he was trying. I tried it one time. Didn't go terrible, didn't go great. He has told me that he's gotten the spider to about 10% multiple times and just can't quite get over the hill. I'm going to make one simple little change here, and we do have enough energy to kind of play around, so I'm going to make that one simple little change and see how we do. Congratulations on Battle Pass. I'm not going to record this whole thing. So you can see here, Tayrell did not fare so well. It was probably my fault because I did not time the heals correctly, but we're going to see what else we can do here. Alright, I have come back to the champion screen here. There's something that I want to mention, and that is, this is obviously a very focused account. And what I mean by that is he has focused on a lot of the main champions and really max them out. Um, this is good in a lot of ways, but it does leave a lack of options for the dungeons. Um, for instance, I just tried Apothecary and Spider. Since Apothecary is only at 50, he has less health than Tyrell, so the spiders decided to munch Apothecary. If he was at 60, even with mediocre gear, which this looks like decent gear, even with mediocre gear, he would have more health than Tay. Actually, it's not that far off. I could probably just bump that a little bit and get him there. Since there are no nukers, there are no enemy max HP champions, which work great in Spider. We're kind of relying on AoE and turn meter manipulators. So we've got Shan here, who has an AoE and a stun for the spiderlings. We have Rhazin, who does decreased defense, weaken, and attack all that decreases the turn meter. Tyrell can also decrease the turn meter. I'm thinking about putting Lua in there because she can also deplete turn meter. Her accuracy is nowhere near where it needs to be. I would have to re-gear her. She is also still at 50, so may or may not be able to survive. Skull Crown also still at 50, may or may not be able to survive. Somebody else that I tried was Infernal Baroness. I was hoping that the spiderlings would leave her alone. Once Tyrell got low, I could toss a veil on him and then heal him back up before the next round. That did not work because her health is so low that they just decided to chomp chomp and she was dead. We do have some ally protection characters here in Nazana, Yareg, Rearguard Sergeant. They're also at 40, so they're kind of useless right now. So, long story short, being this focused has its ups and downs. Still gonna I'm gonna bang my head against Spider a little bit more and see what I can accomplish here. I'm gonna dig into the gear on some of these guys and just see if I can tweak it just enough to get there. I mean, we only have to beat Spider 19 one time, so I will get on it and let you know how that goes. Alright, boys and girls, you're looking at the end result of quite a bit of failure. Pretty sure we're going to take Spider down here. I don't want to jinx it, but it's too late. I already did. You'll see that Tyrell is dead. Sinesha is dead. We've got Rhazin, Shan, and Bad L. And we're looking pretty good, actually. Shan's AoE stun actually did the deal. Okay, there's Spider 19 down. Wow. Let me show you how I got there. Finally. Alright, there was some gear swapping that had to occur. I did end up putting speed boots back on Bad L. Actually, these are only 35 speed boots, but I wanted to make him as fast as I could. I swapped Sinesha's gear a couple of times. I tried her in all speed. Um, the problem is she is second on the target list if the first person goes down. So I ended up making sure that she was in lifesteal. Still made her as fast as I possibly could. Um, these boots with the crit damage actually went really well on her. Her crit damage is still fairly low, but that's okay. Um, I put this accuracy banner on here just because of the speed. Like I said, I wanted to make her as fast as I could. Uh, 204 speed, got the job done. Bad L is at 236. Rhazin I did not touch. Shan I did not touch. Tayrell. I was continually amazed by how fast he died against this spider. I personally don't have a Tayrell, and I've only played with one a couple of times. It amazed me how fast he died, even with 4,000 defense. So, I took him up to 5,000, and he still died fairly early. It's seriously amazing to me. Sinesha tanked probably as long as Tayrell did. Um, really amazed me. So the way I accomplished that was these boots that were on Bad L are now on Tayrell. And sorry, buddy, but I rolled them up. I rolled this chest up, and I rolled these boots up. It cost probably 3 million silver to do that. You're going to miss out on some points on your next event, but it got the job done. And I'm pretty excited about it. It took quite a while. I tried multiple strategies. I had Rotos tanking there for a while, which is actually viable. He does pretty well. One trick there is you don't want to use your, what is this called? You don't want to plunder vitality more than twice. If you do it more than twice, his health gets so high that the spiderlings will ignore him and they will go after somebody else. He had Armiger sitting at level 40, but rank 5. I actually took Armiger up to 50, put some gear on him, tried to get those crits up. The highest damage that I could pull with Armiger with decreased defense and weaken was about 300,000. So in better gear with higher crit damage, more accuracy, he is viable. For some people, he may be their only option to get through this. Having Shan and Bad L, having the team that he has here, it's the only way. It's the only way that we could have gotten through this. I did try Ultimate Gaelic as well, even with the weak hits and the negative affinity. He tried to work, it just didn't happen. So basically, I ended up going back with the original team and just doing a little bit of gear swapping. Like I said, getting Tayrell up to 5,000 defense was really the answer here. So it's crazy, but that's what we had to do. Alright, so taking a look at the Fire Knight team here, I'm kind of curious how Apothecary stays alive, but I'm going to run through and see how this does. I will probably not make you watch the whole thing. That stun from Shan is really nice. These guys are just so fast. And those stuns, this is really very fast. We're going to get to the boss in less than 2 minutes. So the trouble is with the boss, apparently. Probably one of the main reasons is there is no decreased healing on this team. These are all one hits, correct? Ah, two hitter. Holy crap. Alrighty then. So the answer to how Apothecary stays alive is he doesn't. I'm gonna let this play out to see how the heck it does. I really don't think that he's beatable right now. I would be surprised if this is a win. Guess we'll find out. Okay, so they gave it hell. The boss basically sat at 100% the entire time. Um, Apothecary really needs to hit 60. And I believe he's in all defense gear right now. I would suggest maybe one defense, one health, or all health. Uh, I think it just scales better on him. He needs a certain amount of defense to survive, but I feel like it's better to pump health on him. As far as champions here, Spirit Affinity would be nice. Yeah, let's pull him out here. We've got Terror Beast, who places this reflect damage buff on all allies for 3 turns. Reflected damage does count as a hit. This is a two hit on a long cooldown though. This reflect damage might help. We have Beardall Fellhammer in here somewhere. Oh, here. Who has a 2-hit A1, heal reduction, a 3-hit A2, that shields him and always has a counterattack up. So this guy here would be a definite for me. He definitely needs to be in this team. Other options, as far as level 60s, there really aren't any. Maybe Rotos. Rotos is in Relentless gear. He's also the wrong affinity, but his health should be high enough by the time he gets to the boss that he's going to do just fine. Fellhammer definitely needs to be in there. I don't know if he can survive right now. I mean, level 40s in a stage 20 dungeon just aren't going to hack it. I'm going to try with Rotos and let you know how that goes. Okay, so we made it to the boss in a minute 40. I have taken it off of auto. Auto is really not a good idea for the setup here. Got some poisons rolling. Some debuffs rolling. No extra turn as of yet. This is actually doing surprisingly well on auto. As long as Rhazin doesn't waste his bog down, it works really well. And he wouldn't have wasted it there. It's actually seems to be timed pretty good. And there we go. That's under 6 minutes. Best time so far. I can't take a whole lot of credit for that. All I did was throw Rotos in. Yeah. I mean, that's better. I guess now we need to see how reliable it is. So as you can see, this does not work very well on full auto. A lot of the buffs are wasted, or a lot of the debuff hits are wasted. Rhazin has not hit one single bog down on the boss, etc., etc. So this is not a team that can run through this on auto, unfortunately. And with 2 down, this is probably not a team that can win at this point. But let's run this again on. I'll auto up to the boss and then halfway manual the boss, and we'll see how low we can get this time. Well, I gave it a couple more attempts here, and it's looking like 520, 530 is about as good as they're going to do. Um, Really, that's not too bad. So I did take a couple shots at Spider 20. Um, I think if Bad L is going to tank that, he may need his defense boots back. I think the original plan was to use Sinesha to tank. I don't think that's gonna work. She uh, she gets munched pretty quick. Um, I know that it's possible, but I don't know that it's the best idea. Um, I think either Fushan or Bad L, actually, maybe have all three of these guys in there. Bad L, Fushan, and Rhazin. That's three meat shields for the spiderlings to get through, while your ultimate Gaelic is doing his job with HP burns. Um, Apothecary could be in there as backup heals. So, how much damage have I done to his champions here? Like I said, I didn't touch Rhazin, didn't touch Fushan, didn't touch Rotos. Um, Bad L is a little bit faster than he was to begin with. Slightly lower defense. We're still at 3787 right now, which isn't too shabby. He could gain 5 more speed here, and I would suggest trying these, at least trying these, to see how it compares. If necessary, could take the boots back from Tayrell, because Tayrell is actually kind of slow right now at 155. I believe this was a direct swap. These are the boots that were on Bad L, and these are the boots that were on Tayrell. I would suggest leaving them as they are for now, anyway, and just seeing how it goes. Actually, let's go do that right now. We're going to hit Ultra. Zero lead, Bad L, Rhazin. He is not going to make it. Do we have any other options? Not really. This actually may seem silly or may be silly, but I think Sinesha is our best option right now. I do want to look at one thing. Yes, she does have War Master. Yeah, this is what I'm going with. Let's get it rocking here. Uh, that was the wrong one, wasn't it? These guys are so fast. There's our decreased attack. Thank you, Bad L. Alright, so far so good. I am going to skip ahead here, so we'll be back in just a second. Alright, so Sinesha actually went down quicker than I expected. She wasn't taking a whole lot of damage, but she caught a crit, so she kind of went poof. It looks like these guys are going to hang around for a little longer, so maybe not. All right. That should only be another minute or so here. $10.59 on Ultra. That's actually not bad at all. I wish I knew what that translated to in Nightmare, but for now, I'm not supposed to hit Nightmare. But I'm curious how that stacks up against his normal runs with basically just the boot changes here and running Sinesha instead of Apo. So I'm going to take a screenshot of this real quick. And I think that's going to just about do it. I'm sure Random Fight Fan wants his account back at some point today, so hopefully this has been entertaining. I know I had fun doing it, and for anybody that stuck around and watched this whole thing, I appreciate it, and we'll see you back here next time. Thanks.